Well, this is a little morning walk about my garden, Mike. I hope that you enjoy it. I want you to see my little black-eyed Susans. I'll take a walk around here and show you. This is why I need new cushions on my swing. This is the killer swing, so I have to watch out for it. Here are all of my cucumbers, and I have planted in amongst them, as you can see, zinnias. And on my second row, I have some that I ordered the seeds from China, and they're supposed to grow a yard long. We don't know if that will happen or not, but hey, it could. My blackberries are all finished, and I think I'll still have a big crop of raspberries yet to come. I had a small spring crop. And then these are called cleomes. My mother grew them, and she called them spider plants. So I kind of like those, the white ones you see. Okay, well, we'll go back around and take a look at some more garden. These are my umbrella plants. I have a major and a minor. They like wet feet and lots of sunshine. And this is my Queen Anne's lace. I'm quite in love with Queen Anne's lace. I got it from a herb friend in Tulsa, and I grow it every year now. And this is my tansy, which is a mess. I took a machete to it yesterday, and even earlier in the season. I'm trying to keep it out of the pool. Here I have lemongrass, rosemary, and I have some very sick stevia that sat in too much rainwater and I wasn't aware of it. And here's my little herb bed. I don't know if this is, right here is called Mexican oregano. And last year it just creeped like a little ground cover close to the ground. This year it's gone to seed. I hope that doesn't mean it dies, but whatever. And then I've got heather and all different kinds of thyme and lavender, more Queen Anne's lace. 4 o'clock's blooming. The storm took down my sunflower. That's what's left. I had to cut the rest away because it wanted to lay in the pool. It does realize it's summertime. And then here is my what is it called? It is called castor bean. It turns out to be quite a pretty plant. One of my new friends gave me this. That is raspberry wine monarda. It's a type of bee balm. And then here is a pretty good size eggplant. I had so many eggplants, I just stuck them everywhere. My morning glories are just starting to bloom. Here's a little bit of balsam. My morning glories have decided they're going to pretend they are strawberry plants, so they're laying all over in the strawberries. And so I've got my strawberries all the way down. I planted some sweet peas down at the end, and they're just like 4 or 5 inches tall and not doing a single thing. I've got my hyacinth bean. They are such a sweet thing. I love hyacinth bean. Here's a little morning glory. And oh, I wanted to show you my burgundy colored hibiscus. Aren't they pretty? I just think they're beautiful. And I went to a Oklahoma City herb meeting and learned that you can make fritters out of sage. So I guess I'll try a little of that to see how that turns out. I have variegated sage, and then I have regular sage. Some I bought, some I grew from seed. I had the prettiest little red lettuces this year. I think you would love those. And then some Sweet William. And back there on the back, well, that Malabar Monarda Wild Bee Balm was given to me by a little friend in Tulsa Herb Society. And then I have some, excuse me, I have some, oh, what makes you sneeze? Goldenrod back there that also was from friends in Tulsa. My chard, my onions that I grew from seed, they're my pets. I will not eat you, my little pets. You're too sweet. And let's go around and see some of my, I know my yard's a mess, but you'll just have to excuse it. We couldn't cut our guy that cuts the grass couldn't come because of all the rain we had. This is another little new friend gave me, and it is sedum. I've now become in love with sedum. I love sedum. So I've got sedum and wax begonias and Mexican sombreros, and this is more sedum, a different kind over here. Oh, and this is something your dad used to love, and now he can't remember he loved it, but I planted a lot of it. It's borage, and I think it's the sweetest, prettiest little blue flowers in the whole world. And then I plant for him because it reminds him of New Mexico. I always plant red geraniums, and here are my pink hibiscus. And the bees, here's my hand next to it. The bees are busy, 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 busy. So glad to see you, little bees. I hope you just pollinate everything in the garden. Aren't these balsams sweet? I just think they're the sweetest little flower, and they reseed like crazy. So, oh, and here's my naughty, naughty, naughty sugar mint that I'm going to have to do something about. We're going to have to talk about it. They're going to have to live in a container. I know they're having a great time in the garden, but actually, that's just not working out for me. And here's my little bird bath that the mourning doves love. We have a little white mourning dove, and it seems that all the other mourning doves don't even notice she's different, but she is. And these are my pink knockouts. They need to be deadheaded like crazy. And that's my little, well, you know. And I've got here's my different kinds of mints. I'm going to set these in the ground in a pot with the bottom cut out. I've decided that because we're just not really happy in the pot, and it's so hard to keep us watered. So there we go. Here's some summer phlox that one of my friends gave me. Everybody gives me stuff. Aren't I just the luckiest thing? I think that's sweet. And these, last year they lived outdoors the winter before, but I kept these in, and luckily I did, because the ones outdoors died this year. Here's Peach's little cemetery. I put little balsam on on her grave. So I know she likes that. I know you're supposed to push up daisies, but I didn't have any. And here is my teepee this year. I've got, oh, and that's my edible roots that look like elephant ears. I think they're so pretty. And then I have, my grandmother always grew this red Malabar, so I like to grow that. And she always grew hollyhocks, and I have hollyhocks, and she always grew other things. But I want you to see how gorgeous my eggplants are. And I'm serious. Some of them, whoops, there's a weed. I hate those. They're everywhere. I should leave them because they are milkweed. And you know about milkweed. Now, I have one down here on the end. Absolutely. It's about the middle of my chest. But I plant like God does. See, he doesn't plant things like in ticky-tacky rows. He just would find that quite boring, I think. So I try to emulate the Father and do the same as much as I can. It doesn't seem to work well for tomatoes and some plants because actually, you know, they have to be trellised up. And here's my little garden guard keeping watch. I don't know if he's awake, but he lets me get very close, as you can see. And then, okay, here's my aromas, and I don't know if you can see. I've already picked some, but they were like early ones. And I planted yellow cannas in here, right in the middle of my garden. I kind of like doing that. And let's see what we've got on around through here. Your dad was going to help me get my tomatoes up. I can't do wire or anything with one hand. I can do string, but not wire. And so here's my hollyhocks. I guess they're down to the last bloom. I'll be collecting all of their seeds. There's the top. I'll be collecting all their seeds and putting them in the ground. And whoa, my little yellow knockout sure does need tending to. And over here is another friend gave me. I don't know if you can see it. They're such sweet plants. Your dad loves them, and she gave me one. It's called a desert willow, and this is, when I got it, I guess it, pardon me, about 6 inches tall, and it's grown really fast, and all of the little blossoms look just like a little orchid. And here's some winter squash that I probably shouldn't have put in the ground so early, but it's time now to start planting them. And over here I have watermelons, and over here, well, this is Ella's fort and slide, and I need someone to come help me move some more timbers around here so I can contain my new planting bed. Last summer I could move them all by myself. I just threw those everywhere, but I can't do it with one arm. And here are some morning glories blooming. Aren't they so sweet? Good morning, little morning glory. Yes, you are so sweet. And here's my cane. Wow. It's humongously huge. I love it. That's what I use for trellising. I cut them down in the fall and put them out. Oh, here's some hollyhocks that are still pretty. Now some red ones are still pretty. These aren't very big. I never did understand why they didn't get very big. They're only just about as tall as me. And I will show you my figs. I am going to have, I don't know if you can see, these are little figs coming on. I have a really good crop coming on this year. So, and here's another little teepee I made. I don't know what watermelons are going to do going up a teepee, but I guess they think they're American Indian. I don't know. And then you probably have those everywhere. I'm going to order some more. This is my compost pile, and I've been working on it with one hand, and sunflowers on top of it now. With one hand digging up compost with one hand. Good morning. How are you this morning? I didn't bring any breakfast cookies. I'm so sorry. Can you tell Mike hello? Say hello, Mike. Say hello. How are you? I'm sorry, I did not bring any cookies out. Anyway, these are, they are sunchokes. And they will make a flower that will look like a sunflower. And the tubers are edible. And they multiply. How fun is that? And I put these cannas back here so that they can help disguise my compost pile. All out in here are watermelon vines and cucumber vines and that little tree I brought from Tulsa with me, and it was no more than 2 feet 2 years ago. It's a crabapple, I come to find out. And another friend gave me a little baby crabapple by accident when she was giving me some chrysanthemums. So now it will have a mate, and they can just get crabby all the time. Okay, that's my okra over there. Can you see all my okra? I planted it later this year. I'm going to start having to eat frozen okra a little bit faster, I'm afraid. I think I need to eat it a little bit faster. And scoop my little hollyhocks over and squeeze through here. And more tomatoes and eggplants and peppers. I'm telling you, they're everywhere. Here's a little volunteer tomato. Someone on one of the guru channels on YouTube said never ever throw away a volunteer because they won't get disease and they'll do great. So I'm trying not to move them around or anything. Down in here I have some baby apple trees grown from seed. And I see a tomato over there. I need to get over there and pick that little tomato. And then here's some more eggplants. Oh my, this one's doing really good too. That's a good one. And my little red cabbages. I don't think I'll get any cabbage, but I'll tell you one thing. They sure have brought lots of pollinators to my yard. And then here's my yard-long beans going up their little teepee. And my castor beans back here. I've got castor beans everywhere. And I pulled some garlic, but not all of it. Well, wait, only just a little bit of it. And my beautiful potting area. It's a mess, I know. And I've got cantaloupe growing back here. I know it's awfully shady, but I just ran out of any place to plant anything. I still have potatoes I need to dig. There's always so much to do in the garden. Well, I know one thing, we're going to be figgy this year. So, I don't know if I'll be making fig Newtons, but I did discover that they're quite good if you chop them up and dry them. And you can put them, well, there's quite a few tomatoes back there. I guess I need to get busy picking them. If you chop them up and dry them in little bitty pieces, they're really good if you throw them in muffins or something like that. Well, this is just pretty much my whole garden. I wish it were 100 times bigger. It is really frustrating when you run out of room. And there's that naughty Morning Glory trying to get on my pomegranate. Yes, it is. It's trying to get on my pomegranate. And I've been trying to fight things off of the pomegranate. Everybody wants to live on the pomegranate. If I were a plant, I might want to too. It's a lovely bush. Well, I wish I had more to show you. I could show you my front yard. It's not quite that exciting. Oh, I can show you my coleus. My grandmother always grew coleus. And it's pretty. It's kind of pretty back here. Oh, and here's Earl's dogs. Oh, I can show you my... Good morning. I did not have any cookies. Sorry. No, I don't have any. No cookies for you today. These are my little grapevines. And some of them died because I didn't realize how much rain was sitting in them either. Didn't realize it. So, I think that's pretty much it, honey. I've enjoyed our visit. It's kind of like you were here, and I got to show you all my garden. So, I hope you're having a good day. And just to let you know, in case you ever forget, your mommy loves you. Bye-bye.